Hello and welcome to helpyourmath.com. In this video, we are going to look at the trigonometric ratios and calculators. You want to make sure you have a calculator handy, and I just have a screenshot of the one that I recommend, the TI-30XIIS. And the one thing we need to make sure, right, this isn't super tough to do, but you do need to make sure that the calculator is on the correct unit. So if you look really carefully, it's kind of hard to see, but down here, it tells us whether the calculator is currently set to degrees or radians. And in order to change it, on this calculator, there's a button here called DRG, and you click on that, touch that button, and then see what's highlighted in that screen. Just to take a peek, I have a calculator pulled up right here, and you can see on this calculator that it's set to radians. So I don't want to put those degrees because I saw the first page was all about degrees. I'm going to go to mode, and then I can see how radian is highlighted different. It's blinking on degrees, so I'm going to hit enter, and now it's going to switch to degrees. Then I'm going to do second quit, and I'm going to get back to that main screen. Now I'm ready to type in the first one, sine of 51 degrees. I go to that calculator, I type in, let's see which way I do this, sine of 51. Depending on the type of calculator you have, you might have to type in 51 first and then take sine of it. If your calculator follows order of operations, this will work perfectly. And then I hit enter, and I get about 0.777. So go baback here, and let's just draw on the screen, and we're going to say it's about 0.777. Up next, I have tangent of 12 degrees. So again, I'm going to go back to that calculator. I'll clear this out, and I'm going to say tangent of 12 degrees. And I get 0.213, right? Because the 5 bumps the 2 up. 0.213. Now for this last one, it says secant. And when I look at my calculator, even this one here, well, that one's kind of hard to see. Let's go back to this one. This one here, I don't see secant on my calculator. So what am I supposed to do? You might be thinking, oh, look, it's right up there. That's actually not the secant. That's the inverse cosine. Secant is the reciprocal of cosine, which is different than the inverse of cosine. But because it is related to cosine, we're going to do cosine. I already forgot what the number was. Sorry, I had to peek back, 78. I'm going to do cosine of 78 degrees. And now I need the reciprocal of this because that's how I could figure out secant. Sometimes there is a button on the calculator that will do it. Ooh, that'll do it. Ooh. So notice how I just typed that button and it automatically says ANS. That means the previous answer. So it's going to take whatever the previous answer was, and now it's going to take the reciprocal of that, which again, this is different than this cosine to the -1, which is the inverse of cosine itself. We want the inverse of the ratio. So now I know that secant of 78 degrees is 4.810. 4.810. And that would be the degrees. Now we're just going to do the same thing, but with radians. So now when I go to my calculator, I'm like, wait a minute. I need you in radians. Right now you're in degrees. So remember what we do. We go to mode. I'm going to just use that arrow key and say, okay, now it's selecting radians, hit enter. And then I'm going to quit out of this. I think you can also hit clear, and that'll get you back to the main screen. And now, I've already forgotten what it was. Cosine of 4 pi over 9. So cosine of 4. And again, here's pi on my calculator. If you have a calculator so you can see like some of these things are in green, some of the functions, to get to the green and on a calculator that you're holding, it might be like above the button itself. You would hit second and then hit that, but I don't need to do that because pi is right there. Divided by 9, close it out, and I get 0.714 because the 6 bumps the 3 up. 0.7714. Okay, next up, sine of pi over 8. Let's get that calculator. Sine of pi over 8. And you'll notice my calculator automatically opens up that parenthesis. I think most calculators do that. You would want to make sure that you do that on yours. If it doesn't include the parenthesis, make sure you put the parenthesis there. And I see that sine of pi over 8, I get 0.383. And last up, cotangent of 5 pi over 29. So again, cotangent, not a button on the calculator. We're going to do tangent, and I could even do this in one step, right? So with the secant, I did it in two, but I could say, okay, I want tangent of 5 pi over 29. And now I've closed out this parenthesis. Now I'm going to close out this parenthesis and take the reciprocal of this answer, and I get 1.662. And this has been how we can approximate our ratios on a calculator when we have these values that aren't necessarily affiliated with the unit circle or any degree measures or radian measures that we are familiar with. I used a calculator that was just an online version of a TI-30 XIIS. There's also a calculator website called Desmos, DESMOS.com, that also has a lot of functions, including our trigonometric functions. Thank you for stopping by.